My weed suppression experiments in action, right after this. Hi YouTube, it's Amy. Welcome back to Hummingbird Hill, and we're actually here on the hill, as you can see. And I'm going to be taking you down to the sunny end, which is where I'm going to need to be working. Unfortunately, it won't get shady down there until 7 or 8, and I don't want to be out working that late. So I'm just going to have to get in the sun. I've got tons of sunblock on. I can kind of sort of see down there even though it's super bright. And there's a cat who just came up and is now rubbing my leg. So something about I'm doing great. This is a good start. In any case, the goal today is to get the end of the hill that has not been covered with any sort of mulch covered for the summer, and I just want to show you what that looks like. One of the reasons why I left it the way it was last year is because I couldn't quite decide what to do with it. I have a lot of stuff planted there, so it's going to be interesting to try and get mulch spread out well. But I just wanted to give you an update on what the hill is looking like right now with the variety of mulches that I have going. So we'll start with the hay mulch right here. So coming here, besides Harley, you can see, I hope, because it's kind of hard to tell what you can, there we go. You can see that I have the daffodils and the grape hyacinths in this little arc coming, and I keep digging them out almost daily because chickens, such as Miss Nibbles over there, like to come up and scratchy and bury the bulbs again. This is gonna look really beautiful once these are established. I have like a little S going, and I just think it's super pretty. I mean, not so gorgeous with all the hay around it, but hey, it's better than weeds. Hay is better than weeds. There we go. I have a variety of other plants buried in the hill here, but the chickens have just, I don't know if I'll ever find them. So I planted some English daisies in here. I'm just gonna start gradually filling in areas. There's also some heucheras in here, but I keep digging out the top nodes and the chickens keep burying them, so I don't think they're ever going to recover. We'll see. It's possible. Here are the hellebore that I planted the last time I came out to the hill with you. I'm not sure what, there you go. And they're doing great. The chickens do keep burying them, but they're fairly tough, so that's good. The Satsuma plum is really tall. I probably should have trimmed it, but I just planted it, so I wasn't sure about that. I've got some more hay bales coming out here because I'm going to try and get some mulch in here, because as you can see, there are a lot of weeds. So the mulch seems to be doing pretty well because on this end, literally, there are no weeds. Now, when the tougher weeds like thistle and such come out, that may be a problem I have to deal with again. And I'm walking on the hill and I'm pulling up little starts if I see them, or grasses, but it is definitely helping. This end of the hill looks a lot different from the other end, and I'll show you when we get down there. Yesterday I planted some more heuchera. These are just gorgeous. I need to give them a little more water. It's supposed to rain. It's supposed to rain the rest of the week, which is why I'm trying to get as much done as I can today, because it's easier to walk on this when it's slightly dry. It's really slippery when wet, plus it's a hill. There's Miss Nibbles. Yes, I see you, chicken. These poor daffodil bulbs, the chickens keep burying these, and there are other plants planted in there, other bulbs that I do not know if they're going to come up because I haven't seen any starts. We'll see. Ooh, some of the wildflowers that I planted last year are actually coming up. I tried to like keep the hay away from them, and they're tough because they came up last year when I just sprinkled them on the ground. Let me see if I can go find you and show you those. Let's see, walking this away so as I don't fall on my face. Okay, don't step on the bulbs. Oh, here, over here. And there are some, see, look at these. These are just, can you see those right here? There we go. Those are actually, I think, Veronica is what they are. They were in a pack of wild seeds, and these are one of the only plant that came up. And as you can see, they're coming up again. Oh, and the neighbor is getting the ATV out. This is gonna be fun. So coming down here, the hay is looking great. The black tarp is okay except around trees. And I got some cocoa fiber tree rings that I'm gonna put out just to see if that helps. I wanna give the trees a little more room around their roots without the black tarp. Because otherwise, right now I'm getting these lovely fountains of grass. Clumping grass. Yes, okay, Spot. You are making this a little difficult to walk per. Blackberry vine. Ooh. Hello, look at it. It's getting new little buds on it. I have to figure out what to do with this thing. Hold on, sorry. The cat is making it a little difficult to walk. And none of this ground is even. It was just all a hill with a lot of weeds on it. Oh, I need to fix the tarp here. Some raspberries. I gotta come out here and fix. So here's the end of the hill that I need to work on. So as you can see, this area here. Ooh, look at this. This is beautiful. Oh, all these little buds. This end of the hill here is what the whole hill would look like in the spring. Lots of clumpy grasses. Okay, except for the stuff that I planted with hay around it. But lots of clumpy grasses. And weeds and some clover that my mom put in as ground cover that keeps coming back and back and back, which would be great if I wanted clover, but I don't really want the clover. You can see that I use some boxes as improvised raised beds last year. I just put them down on top of the weeds and put the plants in, and they grew beautifully, but they don't look so great, so I'm going to try and deal with those a little bit. But this is the end I want to deal with today. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to scrape down some of the grasses. As you can see, like this poor plant, it's a beautiful plant, is getting buried by this beautiful grass. I mean, it's really pretty. But once the grass dies back, thistles take over. And that's the problem, is really the thistle and the other invasive weeds that are driving me crazy. And they're not good to have. So I want to scrape back some of this grass, clean things up just a little bit, and then I'm going to lay cardboard and then put the hay on this side. So that end has just hay. Here we have the black plastic, and then this side I'm gonna have cardboard plus the hay, and we'll see how that goes. The cardboard is super slippery. Putting the hay on top of it is gonna make it hard to walk out here, so that's one of the things I'm concerned about with the cardboard and the hay combination. But we'll see how it goes, because last year, when I was just kind of trying things out, don't step on the bulbs, here we come. I put this right here. This is a big piece of cardboard I put down last year. And as you can see, well, except where I dug up and planted my fig tree yesterday, there are no weeds, which I love. I do need to get obviously some other mulch on here, because it is starting to degrade enough that the grasses will start to grow through and grow over it. But right now, this was really successful, this cardboard, at keeping the weeds down. So I'm gonna add some more cardboard, add some hay, and basically the goal today is just, well, it may take a little more than today, because there's a lot of grasses that I kind of have to try and dig or scrape or do whatever with. I may end up breaking out the weed whacker, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, and there are, of course, stumps dotted throughout everywhere, because there used to be trees here that we had to cut down because they were getting diseased. So, which is why we have the weedy hill, because when we had the trees, we didn't have so many weeds. I'm gonna go grab my tools that I'm gonna try here and get started. Okay? Okay, be back in a second. Like I said, it's a little bright out, so I'm gonna get started. Not sure what you'll be able to see. I'm gonna try and position you so that you can at least see some of what I'm doing. And of course, I will speed this all up, because it's gonna take me more than a minute. I'm gonna get started with trying to scrape back those grasses. Again, I don't need to pull them or get them out totally. I'm just gonna lay the cardboard on top, and literally that cardboard will help repress the grass. Yay! Less work for me, kind of, in the long run, I hope. We'll see. Oh jeez. Okay, that spot's obviously not gonna work. On the hill. Let's see where a good spot is. Let's go in the dog kennel. Then none of the cats can knock you over, or the chickens. Oh, you can see. Okay, Papa is using the weed whacker elsewhere. Oh, hi. Papa is using the weed whacker, but he's gonna come over and help because otherwise it's gonna take forever to even try and scrape some of the weeds down. And I'd like just a little bit flatter surface for the cardboard. So he's gonna come do that quick so he can get back to work with the weed whacker elsewhere, and I can get back to work here with the weed suppression. I thought I'd make it before Papa started again, but I didn't. Anyway, I'm gonna put these around a lot of the bushes and the trees so I can get a little more water and stuff to the roots, especially the trees and plants that are in the black plastic. I just wanna help give them a little more growing space, and these will help keep the weeds down. Supposedly, we'll try. All right, as you can see, I have once again underestimated the amount of cardboard it takes to cover such a large area. I will eventually figure out how much space I actually am working with, but I have to make sure that I am overlapping the cardboard and making sure it's very secure so that weeds cannot grow up through. The places that I am pulling some grasses through the black plastic tarp, it's coming up so easily. It's just awesome. And so obviously I'm gonna lay hay on the cardboard I've laid out right now, but before I lay the rest of the hay out, I'm gonna get some more cardboard. So right now I'm just gonna finish up laying some hay, and then I'll be back and show you what at least the parts with the cardboard look like after we're done. If you can see, let's see. I'm using about a flake, half a flake roughly, of hay, and I'm gonna put these out in big chunks. Now, if I were looking to have this break down faster, I'd fluff it up a little bit, but really, I don't care if this breaks down quickly. I want to keep the weeds down, suppress it, help enrich the soil. With a cardboard and a thick layer of hay, it may take up to 2 years to fully break down. I am okay with that. This is definitely a long-term project, and I will be laying these out super thick. I'm gonna get the cardboard wet before I really solidify where the hay goes, then get the hay wet, and then I am going to get myself some more cardboard over the next few weeks and finish this up. So, as you can see, I grossly underestimated the amount of cardboard. There goes a chicken. Oh, they're already digging in the hay. Of course, I haven't gotten it wet, so they're gonna make a little mess. I better go get that done. But like I said, I grossly underestimated the amount of cardboard I would need, and part of it is I'm just not used to like the amount of space I have here. I've been living here for a long time, but there's a story about why it wasn't really my space. So it is now a place that I need to be taken care of. And that is something that I'm still trying to figure out. This cardboard was great because I just went to the local box store, and the big box store, and just said, hey, do you have any pallet bottoms? Because those are usually flat, they don't have a lot of tape on them, and they are super easy to use. They're also a lot bigger pieces than breaking down a standard cardboard box. That's what I did out in the garden, and it still is hard to get the coverage so that they overlap and chickens, oh my goodness, roosters, poor hens. It's a lot harder to get that cardboard to overlap and stay put with the smaller pieces. So I'm using the bigger pieces here on the hill. Otherwise, I would have to collect, I don't know how many small boxes and break them down. But those big flat pieces from the box store are awesome. So I'm gonna go back and ask if they have any more, or try another box store, because that was a great solution out here. I obviously just did not get as many as I would need. Oh, I do have a few more that I was gonna use down in the garden. I could go grab those. I might need to do that. Hi, chicken face. So I'm gonna get going on getting the hay wet before the chickens totally tear everything up, which is Ace. What you doing, baby? That's Ace, the punk rock rooster. You should see him when he gets wet. He has a little mohawk on top. It's really funny. He's a little awkward, but we still love him. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today, checking up on my weed suppression battle. I will keep you posted on how things are going and how the hill develops. I am really excited about what's going on with the hay. Obviously the black plastic tarp is keeping the weeds down, but the sun is breaking it down. And so that will start getting more and more holes, and I'll have to do something more with that, which means if I have extra hay, I may go back to that and figure that out on the rest of the hill. But for right now, the black plastic tarp is in place, it's working. I just need to give a little more room around some of my trees and fruiting plants so that they get a little more water in, which is why I'm using those cocoa fiber mats, but I do need to order some more of those. That was a 10 pack and it wasn't very expensive, cheaper than it is at local stores, so I got that on Amazon. Yeah, that's it. I need to get back to work because it's Sunday and I have to get ready for work tomorrow, so I don't have too much more time I can spend out here before I actually need to get some stuff done inside, like laundry. Apparently when you wear the clothes and get them dirty, it's a good thing to wash them. Alright, I hope that you have had an awesome weekend out in your garden. What big projects are you working at? Leave me a comment down below. Say hello, I'll say hello back. I'm really nice, I promise. Most of the time. Okay, no, I'm usually well behaved. I hope everything is going well in your garden, and I hope that you'll come back again so we can do some more growing and weed suppression and planting together. Papa did weedwhack some of the daylily bulbs that I had moved last fall put here, but they were in an awkward spot anyway, and to get the weeds down, those daylily bulbs will have to go. I have 10, 15 more bunches around that I will split and spread out, and that's just a sacrifice I'm willing to make, I guess, because the weeds have to die.